For years, these two names have dominated the tech space. Apple, polished, clean, and loyal to its ecosystem. Samsung, powerful, open, and constantly pushing boundaries. But the question I've always had is which one actually works better in real life? As someone who has been deep in the Apple ecosystem for literally years, I wanted to see if Samsung could compete and maybe even win when you use the entire two lineups side by side. So I gave myself 24 hours with only Apple and only Samsung to see who truly has the better ecosystem once and for all. Both my devices woke me up at a crisp 8 a.m. to start the day. Nothing special here, both of them worked great as alarm clocks. What I was really curious to see was which one actually tracked my sleep better. Samsung has the Galaxy Ring, which works great for tracking your health and your sleep. Apple doesn't have anything like that at the moment, so if you want to track your sleep, you have to wear the Apple Watch to bed. Already, Samsung had the upper hand because sleeping in a ring is much more comfortable than a bulky watch around your wrist, especially since I sleep with my hand under my pillow. But that aside, I really wanted to see who was going to provide better sleep information. After doing my daily doom scrolling that I usually do, I checked both the apps to see which gave me more data. And no surprise, the Samsung Ring nailed it. It gave me a quality of sleep, how long I was in REM sleep, deep sleep, gave me scores for different ways that I'm resting. Apple also showed the different sleep levels and the time throughout the night, but Samsung specifically made a device for tracking sleep. Obviously, it was a lot better. Sleep tracking, the point goes to Samsung. I was really impressed with this one. Then it was time to plan my day and make a to-do list. So the thing is, I don't really use built-in Apple apps. I don't use the Mail app. I don't use their calendar app. I don't really like them. I only use Google apps. Google Calendar, Google Mail. And the thing is, Samsung and Google integrate so well together. And don't get me started on Gemini. I freaking love Gemini. Plus, the built-in pen with the Samsung S25 Ultra was really fun to use. It made me feel very productive. Plus, I am a massive fan of what Samsung's doing with the morning brief. Literally, you wake up and Samsung's telling you what the weather is, the time, any updated news you might want to hear, and even what's on your calendar for the day, and also your sleep score. Like, that was so awesome to wake up to. I tried to test out both the AI to see which could help me plan my day better. Both of them could put things on my calendar. The problem was Apple will not put it on my Google Calendar. It'll only put it on my Apple Calendar versus Samsung directly puts it into my Google Calendar, which I prefer to use. Schedule a hair appointment on my Google Calendar.
When should I schedule it for?
2 p.m.
You already have hair appointment at 2 p.m.
On my Google Calendar. Don't listen. Did you schedule my hair appointment on the calendar today?
What time would you like to schedule your hair appointment for?
2 p.m.
I've scheduled your hair appointment for today at 2 p.m.
I really liked that. Then it was time to hit my workouts, which meant comparing the Galaxy Watch versus the Apple Watch and the Galaxy Buds versus the AirPods. Apple does have the upper hand in the fitness category because they have the entire platform dedicated to fitness and different workout videos that integrate with the Apple Watch. So for the Apple test, I wanted to use one of those videos to see truly how good it was, and it was so impressive. Like, you start a workout and it shows your heart rate on the screen. It shows how much time you have left, how many calories you're burning, and they have a lot of different workouts to choose from. Truly, Apple puts a lot of emphasis on the fitness, and I like to work out. So that was really cool for me. When it came to Samsung, I just did a normal workout of like weightlifting, and as expected, both watches tracked my heart rate, calories, the boring stuff. They did a good job. Both of them did fine. I did find myself enjoying Apple's platform a bit more because it's just so clean and precise. It might just be because I'm used to the Apple platform, but personally, if you look at both fitness apps, Apple's is just a lot cleaner and easier to read versus Samsung's slightly cluttered platform. Obviously, both are really good. I'm just gonna have to be really nitpicky to really find who's better here. Honestly, when it comes to fitness, Apple has to take the win on that one. When it came to listening to my music during my workout, I did like Apple's noise cancellation a bit better. It definitely cleared all the noise out compared to the Galaxy Buds. But let me tell you, my Galaxy Buds were not falling out. Like, I genuinely did like crazy workouts, like jumping around, and those things were stuck in my ear. Versus like AirPods, I swear they fall out every 5 seconds during my workout. And honestly, I really like the quality of the sound with the Galaxy Buds. Like, I don't know why. I just found myself really enjoying listening to music on them. Both have their pros and cons, so I'm gonna call the audio a tie, but the Galaxy Buds did surprise me, I'll tell you that much. At this point of the day, I feel like I was pretty tied on which was doing better. Like, both were doing a really good job, and it became a lot of a closer competition than I initially thought. But then it came down to the most important part, in my opinion, working. For the Apple side, we have the MacBook Air, and for Samsung, I got the Chromebook. And I also decided to add the iPad mini Apple work system since the Chromebook was a 2-in-1 device. Samsung was already in the lead for that because the Chromebook doubled as a laptop into a tablet with a pencil included. I feel like if you want that, you have to buy a MacBook, an iPad, and an Apple Pencil and sell your left kidney to get it. So Samsung is honestly king for including all of the accessories in the device, unlike Apple where you have to buy everything separate. Obviously, both devices worked extremely well for answering emails, searching the web. However, here's where Apple came and stole the entire show. There's one thing that Samsung has never been able to beat Apple at, and it has had all creators in a chokehold. Freaking AirDrop. Obviously, Samsung has their own version of AirDrop, but it doesn't work anywhere near as seamless. From grabbing a video and airdropping to any of your devices within seconds, it's just honestly unbeatable. Another huge issue that I ran into that might make Apple win this entire thing is honestly Final Cut Pro. Obviously, there are other editing platforms out there, but Final Cut Pro is just so user-friendly. It's so clean. And just in general, Apple products tend to handle heavy editing just better. You guys might fight me on this, roast me in the comments, but I genuinely think that Apple is unbeatable in the productivity space. Just the way all of the products work together so seamlessly. I was able to add my iPad mini as a sidecar and like edit on both displays, quickly airdrop all my clips. And as a creator, those are top priority for me. I really did enjoy working on the Samsung computer. Like the screen was so big and it was touch screen. I was just able to get a lot more done on my Apple products. For work/productivity, I'm giving the point to Apple. Sue me. And as we all know, I am a full-time content creator, so the cameras on a smartphone are very, very important to me. As long as I can remember, I've vowed for the Apple camera being the best camera on the market, but times are changing. What can I say? And Samsung cameras have gotten pretty darn good. So to fully test it out, I went and had a photo shoot with both of the cameras to see who could truly capture nature and me better. When it came to just the photos, it was like a back and forth thing. Like the macro looked so much better on Samsung, but then just some pictures looked better on Apple. And then Samsung had an incredible 100 times zoom. Like Apple could never. And then it seemed like sometimes Samsung colors were just more colorful and bright, and Apple just tended to like do weird editing with the photos. But I have to say, I have a bone to pick when it comes to uploading content on the Samsung. Like sure, when I take photos on the Samsung, they look great, they look awesome. But for some reason, when someone uploads content from TikTok or Instagram, I can tell that it's a Samsung phone and it just doesn't look good. So to test this, I shot a TikTok video on both Apple and Samsung phones, and it's so very, very different. I'm uploading them now here on the screen. Let me know which one you think looks better. I swear I don't think Samsung looks good. At this point, I am so torn on which camera is better. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. I uploaded 2 Instagram pictures on this Instagram. Go leave in the comments which one looks better blindly, and then on my Instagram, we'll calculate which one got more votes. You guys won't know which camera's which, so it'll be completely unbiased. Let me know in the comments down below here too, because I genuinely cannot decide which is better. Then when it came down to unwinding, I obviously had my Apple TV, which I don't normally use, but I got for the video. And obviously Apple has like Apple TV and like all these different platforms to watch media. And with the Apple TV, everything like synced onto my iPhone, which I thought was really cool. Honestly, I don't think Apple's doing anything special when it comes to gaming or media in general, but it does what it needs to do and it does it well. So it's not really bad. I mean, you can watch a movie on your iPad, your MacBook. It's really all the same. Nothing special here. Then I tried Samsung's gaming hub on my TV, and it actually let me stream games from services like Xbox Game Pass without a console. That felt like super next level tech that Apple has not even touched yet. I will say though, Samsung does have a TV, like a whole TV. Apple doesn't have a TV. They have a little box. They don't have whole TVs. So I feel like Samsung's just like better at that. I don't know. Who wins entertainment? Bro, they both kept me very entertained. That's a tie. Come on. And after lounging around for a bit, that concluded both of my days with both the Apple and Samsung ecosystem. Honestly, this is one of the coolest experiments I've ever done on this channel. It really did open up my eyes to some really good Samsung products. Both sides had some really good wins. Apple's editing software, camera, and fitness program versus Samsung's sleep tracking, and even 100 times zoom. This was honestly a really freaking close tie. Let me tell you, you guys tell me in the comments all the time that I'm an Apple fangirl, I'm an Apple glazer, that I never give Samsung a chance, that I'm just biased. And you're right, at the beginning of this challenge, I started as an Apple fangirl for life. But after using both ecosystems, I can't believe I'm saying this, I found myself enjoying the Samsung products more.
Bruh.
That is crazy. I genuinely loved how good Gemini was and all of the software. Even the S25 Ultra just was such a huge screen. However, because of my career, Apple will still always be my daily driver. If this video gets 100,000 likes, I'll switch to Samsung for good. That's literally impossible, so good luck, but like the video, and maybe I'll switch to Samsung.